shukatsu is hard. Job hunting is so hard. I feel like for international students, the sooner that you are able to kind of like open up opportunities yourself, the easier it is gonna get down the line. It's so lovely to be able to fight people in a third language.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You feel powerful. I got the
So
same
powerful.
experience as well.
I guess the main thing that helped me when I was a university student was joining a club. Expose yourself to Japanese people.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Passion Project Japan. I'm Theo,
And I'm Gia.
and today we have a special guest.
Nicole. So Nicole is a community marketer from JPort, a platform to connect international students to their dream jobs in Japan. And she is an Okayama University graduate and joining us today to share her student life experience in Japan.
Thank you for coming to the podcast, Nicole.
Thank you for having me. Woo!
So just trying to trace back the history, right? I guess we first met. I met Hiromi-san, who is the boss of JPort, at like
My
an event.
boss, yes.
The school through, and then through him we were connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somehow, I don't know why you came to our office and then we had a chat. Oh, I think I was making the video courses then, and then Hiromi-san was like, maybe you should chat with Theo, he makes good videos. I was like, okay. So I invited you and then we had a chat and you helped me with a lot of things at the time.
Let's go. And at the time you were the only employee at JPort.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Wow.
But now we're 6 people.
Let's go.
Let's go, growing.
Yeah. So today we want to talk about, I think the thing that we all three of us have in common is that we are all ryugakusei,
Students
or
in
international
Japan.
students in Japan. So we want to share kind of our life experience, and now that we've graduated like 7 months ago.
Yeah.
So we have some perspective. From a little bit distance away from the student life. So we want to share some of our tips and our experiences and how to maximize your life as a ryugakusei in Japan.
Ooh.
Let's go. And of course, Nicole is the expert. Did many things.
I mean, you did too. Both of you did too. We are all experts in this field.
I guess.
So maybe the first question is, why do you come to Japan? So what's your background and why do you choose to study in Japan?
Okay. So I guess my background is I'm from the Philippines. I went to a science high school. I was bound by a contract that I have to take a science course when I take for university. Because my school was funded by the government. And then I decided to come to Japan because I felt like I wanted a different space as to when I was in high school. Because the university that I was supposed to go to in the Philippines, everybody was going there. And I would have been with the same people for another 4 years. So I wanted like a change of pace. So I wanted to come to Japan. And my mom works at a Japanese company, so she would take me here maybe like once a year. And I was like, if I went abroad, I guess Japan is like safe and also physically near the Philippines. So if I wanted to go back, I could do that easily. So economically speaking, financially, they have a lot of scholarships. So I applied for those and then I got into Okayama University. My ex-boyfriend actually also applied for it and we both got accepted, but he was like, no, let me stay in the Philippines. So I was like, okay, bye, and then I left.
Is that why you became ex?
Yeah, that's now why he is my ex-boyfriend.
Okay. So do you apply for other Japanese universities or was it just like...
I did apply, didn't get into some of them. I really wanted to go to Tohoku, kana. I think it was for the marine biology thing, but I missed the deadline by like 2 days. Because I thought it was I knew I had my application ready, but I just didn't submit it. So I missed that opportunity, but here I am.
Well, it worked out in the
Still in
end.
Japan, yeah. So how about Theo? Did you...
Ooh.
I know that you kind of have like a lot of interest in Japan in the first place, not because you want to study here, right?
Yeah. Life story. So I was in Singapore, they call it a polytechnic, but it's like a senmongakko here in Japan. So I was doing mass communications or mass-comm, and so media stuff. And in the third year, I came here for internship, and I really enjoyed the experience. It was just like 3 months. And then after that, like all the Singaporean guys have to go to military training. So I went to do my military training, and then during that time is when you decide which university you want to go. And then as I was going through like the military service, I kind of wanted to decided to challenge myself to go to a like non-English speaking country to see like if I can like survive there. And so I was looking at several universities, like Japan was one of them, of course, Taiwan, Hong Kong, because my Chinese is terrible, so I wanted to improve it. And in the end, I found this course. It's called like Japan in Asia Cultural Studies in Nagoya University. And the curriculum is everything that I was like super interested in. So it's like history, it's like film studies, it's like literature. So when I read the course curriculum, I was like, wait, this is like perfect. And then it just so happens that there is this organization called JUGAS, or Japanese University Graduate Association Singapore.
Okay.
Longest name, that's why they call it JUGAS. But basically it's like an alumni association for Japanese university grads, right? And so the thing is like in Singapore, there's like pretty strong universities, you know, like some
NUS.
Definitely.
NUS, NTU.
Yeah.
And so I think many Singaporeans choose to stay in Singapore for university. So not many people go abroad. And even if they go abroad, Japan is not really like a very popular choice. So JUGAS is just a combination of all these like alumni from Japanese universities. And they were offering a scholarship to Nagoya University. Yeah. I think when I saw that, I was like, wait, I think this is good because I will only go overseas if I can get a scholarship. So I had to apply there first, and then they accepted me, and then I applied to Nagoya University, and then they accepted me. And so I was planning to apply to other universities as well, but Nagoya University got back to me pretty quickly. Like I think earlier than what they usually did. Like the professors, I think they liked me, so and I really
demand.
there was no demand because I didn't apply for anything else, right? So this was the course I know is my number one. So the moment they said to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't need to apply for anything else. I remember I was in like army camp. I was literally telling my friend, oh yeah, I had the interview. Now I'm just waiting for the results. I'm going to apply for more universities. Then I go back to my bunk, and then I got an email from professor, and then they were like, oh, yeah, we were happy to accept you into it. I was like, what?
Just one day later?
Not one day, but I would say like within the week.
Within the week.
Yeah. So and a few months before the official like notification. So I was like, is this legit? I thought it was a bit of a scam at first, but apparently that's what they do to lock in like some students early. Yeah. And I was like, perfect. Settled.
Right, yeah.
Done. Yeah. I'm going to Nagoya University.
Yeah.
So that was how I ended up in Meidai. Yeah. And I know Gia's story is pretty interesting because you didn't originally start with Meidai.
Yeah, I originally started with Meidai. Oh, I mean, technically, I started university in Vietnam, but yeah, I was more or less influenced by my high school background, because in my high school, everyone was going abroad for studying, and like usually US is the most famous, popular place, and then Europe, and then Japan. And so, you know, as you said, like Japan has a lot of scholarship, everything is really affordable, so I applied for that. But I couldn't get like 100% scholarship, so I couldn't really go. So I applied for another university in Vietnam first. But fortunately, within that 1 year of university, I was able to find an exchange scholarship to Nagoya University. And I spent like half a year there in Nagoya. And I was like, oh my God, like this is a really good experience. So I was like, oh, I really want to come back here to continue my study. And so right after coming back to Vietnam, I was looking for the G30 scholarship, and I applied for it, and then I got it. And I asked my professor whether I can, use all the credits I have during the exchange to continue my study, but he was like, no, you cannot. But anyways, I still choose to come here because I think I want to explore. I want to go outside of Vietnam. That's why I choose to go to Japan again.
Did you start from like first year again, like when you came here?
Yeah.
Back to zero. She had to retake some of the same courses as well.
Yeah. The thing is, it was a little bit difficult because some of the administrative staff said that I could, but because my professor doesn't really allow me to do so, that's why I have to take all the courses again. But anyways, I still think that it was a good choice.
Yeah. Nice, yeah. So I guess that's the reasons for why we all came to Japan. Interestingly, I think all of us wanting to escape, do something fresh, experience something fresh. So
yeah,
I feel like with some universities, like in the US, in the UK, you go I don't. I mean, you do hear people, of course, saying that it's for something fresh, something new, but mainly it's for like the academic stuff. But I feel like for Japanese, like Yurigakse, right? You come here almost bulk of it is for that experience of living in Japan or living abroad, basically. Yeah.
I thought that I would be getting a great education just because, like, wow, Japan, they have like automatic toilets and they have an amazing, like, they're in the forefront of science and all that. And I was studying agriculture. But that really wasn't the case when I got there in the actual like academics. But that was just like something that I realized coming into it.
Yeah. What do you think was like the mismatched expectation there?
Well, because I feel like Japan isn't really used to the English track programs yet. And I feel like, especially in my university, I was the second batch. So we only had like one batch of senpais before us, like the year before. And then we were the second. So everybody was still figuring out, like, what are we going to do with these English speakers in this Japanese university?
Right.
And then a lot of the classes were just like the teachers reading like newspapers. Like, not newspapers, but like their PowerPoint would be like a direct translation of what they were going to say. And they would just read off of it.
Like a script.
Yeah, that was like my expectation coming to Japan in the first place, because it was an English program, right? I was like, okay, it's a fresh education. It's from a developed country education. So it must be really good in a sense that they would teach in English. All the courses would be really fun. That's how I imagined it. But when I come here, I realized that actually there are a lot of better courses in Japanese, and it's better to even communicate with your professors in Japanese as well.
Well, one thing to clarify, we are all in the English track courses, so like full-time school in Japan, Japanese universities.
Studying in English.
But studying in English, although I think yours is a little bit different, right?
My program is essentially English track, but I decided from third year to go to like a different faculty. So I went to the agriculture faculty from like middle of my second year, and then I had to take my classes in Japanese.
So like you is that like you have to decide when you're second year, or is you yourself?
You have to decide by second year. So if you wanted to stay in the home program or if you wanted to go to a different faculty for your thesis.
Right. Okay.
But all of my other friends who went to agriculture, all of their professors were really nice, and they were like, just take the science classes in your home program because it's all in English, and then just do your research here. But my professor was like, one of your senpais did this before. She took all of the classes in Japanese and she was fine. So you should do that too. And I was just like, huh? Yeah. And then, but eventually when I did take the classes, all of the classes were so much better.
Yeah.
Not to say that I could understand everything fully because of that. But the teachers were teaching with so much more passion, and they actually knew exactly what they were saying because it was all in Japanese.
Yeah.
So I just tried to catch up with that, and then but at the end of the semester, I'd be like, can I please get an English exam? And then a lot of them would be like, yeah, sure, we got you. Except for my professor. He was like, if I went to America, would they give me a Japanese exam? And he told me that in Japanese, so I couldn't fight him. I was just like, so desu ne wakarimashita. And then I walked out of the room and I was just like, it's not like people in America study Japanese like when they were in elementary school. But
that's true.
And this guy went to the US for masters.
Really?
So he knows English. But anyway, I was just like, I can't fight him in Japanese, not at this stage.
Not at this stage.
Yeah.
Hey guys, did you know that we cut our interview into bite-sized chunks of content?
So if you want to go back to your favorite insights, please follow us on our social media at Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn at Passion Project JP.
Speaking of learning Japanese, what are your tips for like a student life?
I guess the main thing that helped me when I was a university student was joining a club. So usually, I don't know if do you have Shinkan? Did you have Shinkan when you were in uni?
We were COVID batch, so yeah.
That's so sad. Okay. So typically in April, when all of the Japanese students start their university, all of the clubs have Shinkan. I forgot what it's short for, but basically they try to get new members and they stand outside of like the cafeteria handing out flyers like, oh, you should join our club. You should suss it out. If you could take advantage of I think they do it for the whole of April. Try out different clubs, try out different circles, and then just talk to random Japanese people. And even usually they're really like understanding with foreigners, so even if they can't understand you completely, they'll try. They will try. So put yourself out there, and then if you can find a circle or a club that suits your interest and your schedule, expose yourself to Japanese people. So whoa, not like that. But I mean like, so I joined the cheerleading club. I was the only international person there. So for my first 2 years, they would explain a lot of things to me. But since it's like a sport, they just show me and I just copy them.
Yeah.
But for the first 2 years, I was just like, hi, gambarimasu. But then come third year, I feel like I absorbed everything. And then outside of cheerleading, I can form more sentences. And like, I had so much time to practice my Japanese within the club. So outside of it, I feel like I wasn't so scared of speaking Japanese because I was so used to being around Japanese people, even if I couldn't speak to them. So join a club or join bukatsu or a circle.
Yeah, circle bukatsu. Yeah.
We were pretty unlucky in the sense that we came right at the COVID time, right?
Yeah.
So for
You
at
came
least
2020?
2020.
Yeah.
So at least for the first 1 year or 1 year and a half,
Yeah.
a lot of clubs activities were suspended, especially for like sports club. And we were joining a boxing
bukatsu. Yeah.
bukatsu, but it was not that consistent for us,
Yeah.
right?
Shout out to
So-
Dylan though. Dylan
Yeah.
is
Great
was the boxing
senpai.
captain. He's a
Aw.
Singaporean, so
Oh,
that's how like he brought us in. Yeah, but then once he left, it's like
It's scattered. It's scattered.
yeah, then it's like
Yeah,
nah, it's
the
not really a
new
vibe.
captain were really not really reluctant, but I would say he was quite shy to speak to international
Was he
students.
Japanese?
He's Japanese.
He was Japanese, so in that sense, I personally feel like I was not really included anymore, and especially I was like the only girl there, so so it was a bit sad, but yeah, I definitely agree that you should join at least one bukatsu.
But I feel like particularly sports and like dance, like physical activity ones, it makes it easier because you don't have to speak to them. You don't have to talk to them for so long. And you can just like copy what they do. So a lot of my friends went to dance club or like aikido or cheerleading. So I feel like it's easier for you to kind of put yourself out there without such like a high barrier of like actual language.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah,
If
true.
you join like I don't know, debate club, philosophy.
Yeah, no,
club,
don't join debate clubs in Japanese unless you want to challenge yourself like that.
Yeah, especially if you come with no Japanese. Right? Like, whoa,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
higher order.
Did you know any Japanese before coming here?
No.
I knew a little bit because I was in exchange, right? But not that much.
Yeah, I was basically no. Yeah.
How did you guys improve your Japanese?
Dude, I would say my Japanese is still pretty bad though. Like,
So the shit.
I mean, just so like there's mandatory classes in your first year, and then after that, yeah, it's just through conversation, talking to people. Yeah, I think I shared before. I did like on the podcast at least. I did gashiku, which is like okay. I think that's a tip for me. If possible, and your Japanese is like okay, like even higher level N4, and you have a basic like kind of like you're street smart a little bit maybe, like you know how to pick things up fast, go for gashiku. Yeah.
What kind of gashiku?
Oh sorry. So this
Driving
is like
school?
menkyo
Oh,
like for
driving school.
yeah driving school. So sorry. So gashiku basically is like a driving camp, and you basically get your driver's license in like 3 weeks, possibly 3 weeks. Yeah. So for me, I shipped myself to Chiba, and then just stayed at the driving school for like 2.5
2
weeks.
weeks,
Yeah. And literally, I wake up 7 a.m. every day, go to lesson, drive the whole day until night, and after that, go back to sleep. Wake up, repeat, rinse and repeat. Then do the practical test, and then do
Was
the
it in
theory
English?
test. No, everything's in Japanese.
Wow.
So I think now there is a English like Menkyo Gashiku in Kobe or something. Have to search on that. But the one I went to was like
Japanese.
Japanese. So you do need to know a little bit of Japanese. Yeah. But the one I went to, because it's in Chiba, they are more used to foreigners. So they still speak only in Japanese and they teach everything in Japanese, but they provided like some English translations.
Oh, that's good.
Like keywords.
Key
So I literally
terms.
memorized the keywords for like
Test?
Yeah, like how to turn right, how to turn left, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so I would say that's really, really good because if you go to driving school, it's like 6 months at least, or around there.
Yeah.
It's a longer period. But in Gachiku, really you can just accelerate and
do it
everything.
in like 2 weeks or something.
And also they are more incentivized to pass you.
Oh.
Yeah, because they don't want you to stick around in the school, right? They want you to leave.
Yeah.
So that was a good way to improve Japanese, but also just to get your driver's license.
Yeah.
And I went during like April, which is a little bit expensive, but it was really nice because when I did when I finally left the school, like because there's a circuit portion, and then after that you do your practice drives around the camp. It was in Chiba, middle of nowhere, not a lot of cars, right? Because it's not like busy residential. Just driving along, and then it was like the start of Sakura.
Oh.
So we drive, and then like, you see the cherry blossoms, and that's your first driving experience, and it was like wow. And then I remember I was driving, and then the driving instructor was like, "Oh, you can go a bit slow," and we just enjoy like the cherry blossoms.
Japan.
Yeah, right. I was like, "Oh man, yeah, this is like the life."
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel
recommend it.
like studying Japanese, if you can do it with something else that's not studying. So for me, it's like bukatsu, like doing cheerleading and Japanese. And for you, it's like learning how to drive, getting your license and doing Japanese. I feel like it puts like less pressure on like learning the actual language rather than like if you're just sitting at home and like studying. It makes it at least a better use of your time.
Yeah. I agree on that because I'm not a test taker. I don't like studying for, like, for example, JLPT. But I feel like ever since I started working, I really enjoy, like, using Japanese in my company. And I like to go for meetings and doing, like, negotiations with clients. I like to talk with my boss, or I wanted to, like, try to at least, like, give a presentation in Japanese. And over time, over the past 6 months, 5-6 months, I feel like it's gotten so much better just by practicing it in real life rather than just like studying it on paper. So I feel like doing something that you enjoy and use the language at the same time would be so much more efficient than studying the language itself, right?
Yeah, and I think a big part of it is just getting used to it, just doing it over and over.
Over again, yeah.
And being okay with that, and then you just
overcome
learn
that
it.
fear, right?
Yeah.
The initial fear of using the language.
Exactly, because like the first like denwa, the phone that you got is probably regarding like, hey, I want to meet you for a certain thing, right? But over 6 months, the same kind of phone got to me. It's also about the same contents. So over time, I got used to like, okay, answering the exact prompt.
Yeah.
So by those time, I get used to speaking that grammar and language. I guess.
Even now actually I still kind of hate taking phone calls in Japanese. It's still very scary. Like in person, you can kind of guess what they mean through body language and everything. But on the phone, they just like rap it. Like they spit it out, and it's all formal Japanese, right? So it's like really fast. Sometimes you're just like, okay, you said all these things, but what do you want me to do, right? So one tip that I have, I guess, would be to get like a phone plan with voicemail. So when they call, then it goes into voicemail. So you don't ever need to pick up live.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yeah. So then they'll say, oh, they are from like maybe this company or whatever. And then, especially now with ChatGPT, right, you can just like give me like a list of like keywords from this company. Like if it's like about your housing insurance, then you can have all this. If it's about like, I don't know, they're calling about some contract, your gas contract or something, then you can ask ChatGPT give you all these like keywords so that you know the vocabulary. So if they say it, you know immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so smart. I never thought of that before.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voicemail.
Yeah.
Because phone calls in Japanese will be like, お世話になります。株式会社 でございます。I couldn't really catch the company name and the name, so I always have to say すみません、もう一度社名とお名前でよろしいでしょうか And then that's when I say 株式会社何々々中本でございます。You know, like they are so fast that they don't really care like what the other person is trying to hear, right? So yeah, good advice.
Go prepared.
Yeah, got prepared.
To phone conversations, go prepared.
Yeah. Exactly. I love that. In my time in Japan, I think after like 4 or 5 years, I'm a bit used to getting phone calls, and I felt like I've reached my not peak Japanese level, but one of my friends needed help like calling her fudosan, like her realtor, because they haven't sent her like the slip where she has to pay, and she was worried that she might get kicked out because didn't pay for her rent because she didn't get the slip. So I had to fight with them. I was just like, I called yesterday, and then you said that you were gonna be able to send it, but you didn't send it, and she didn't receive it. They were like, oh, let me just look for the tanto, and then I got put down. The phone got put down, and then like a few days later, I called again, and it was somebody else who answered the phone, and he was like, "Oh, I can send it now," and I was just like, "Then why did this other guy?" I was talking to this other guy for like 2 days, and he was just like, "Oh, we can't send it now, or we already sent it." It's so lovely to be able to fight people in other language.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You feel powerful. I got the
So
same
powerful.
experience as well. So I went to a competition once when I was in university to Tokyo, and I booked a hotel. But when we came to the hotel, the staff was like, "Oh, you have to present us your residence card and like the COVID something
Like the COVID injection certificate.
Yeah.
certificate, right?" And they didn't say that beforehand, so none of us would prepare for it. Like the whole team was like almost 10 people, and they didn't really allow us to go in the first place. So I was so mad because I was the one who did the yoyaku, the reservation. So I fight like for at least 2 hours with the receptionist, and I was like, "Hey, bro, like you didn't tell me to bring residence card. You didn't tell me to bring the certificate, and now you're asking me to do this, and I've already paid for this, and you don't allow me to go in here. That's impossible." And then she was like, "Oh, but you pay for this, but because you don't bring this, you have to pay extra." And I'm like, "There's no policy for paying extra, blah, 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 blah." And my Japanese was really broken. But she could tell that I was really mad. And I was like putting all my clothes, my pants up. And she was she was really scared. So in the end, she allowed all of us to stay. But yeah. You feel the power.
You feel the power.
I haven't reached the stage where I can Karen in Japanese. Like that's how you know you made it, right? It's not JLPT N1. It's like, can you Karen in Japanese? That's the true mark of fluency.
Yeah.
Literally.
Actually, how much do you spend for rent in Okayama?
In Okayama, my apartment was 40,000. Is that cheap or expensive for you in Nagoya?
Quite cheap.
Actually, I think that's quite cheap.
Yeah, and my apartment was huge.
Man, that's
Yeah,
Okayama.
it's
Inaka
Okayama.
life, man.
That's why it's so good. Like everything is, and I live maybe like a 5-minute walk away from university.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I was so near. I just had to wake up like 5 minutes before class and just like zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spend around that much, 46,000. You spend more. You spend around 60,
No, so expensive.
50?
55.
55.
Yeah, for a bigger place. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I was doing baito. Oh, when I first started baito, I was like, I can make money. Because in the Philippines, it's not really normal to do part-time jobs as like a high school student.
Yeah.
Maybe like you do some tutoring jobs, which don't pay as much. But getting the 1 hour salary for Japan and 1 hour salary in the Philippines is like 10 times more than I could ever earn. I was just like, I can make my own money. I started doing like English teaching for university. I mean, as everybody does. And then I started working for a hotel, and it was like 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Ooh, so on the days that you don't have classes.
Yeah, or like on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then my Japanese also really improved a lot because I had to like, address the people in Keigo. And then but for the first 2 months, I was like writing down my script. I was just copying like what the people were saying because they couldn't teach me. I was just like, okay. And then I memorized it. Like I was rehearsing it every day, and I was just like, okay, I'm ready. And then but it was so nice to save money. I mean, to earn money for the first time. Did you guys do baito?
Yeah, we did. I was also teaching English as well, mostly, because it doesn't take much time, right, compared to other jobs.
And it pays a lot more.
It pays a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like with scholarship, with baitos, and sometimes with like university jobs in Japan, you can actually have quite a decent student life here, right? Because the rent is like 40. I usually spend around 30 to 50 on groceries, and then like some social life activities. Yeah, would say around 100,000 to 120 for those stuff. But it gets more expensive recently because of the inflation, though.
True.
It's really one tip is like if you could go to your international center, they always have like some like not part-time jobs, but like there's a workshop in this high school where they need people who speak English, and then they pay you just like 5,000 yen just for showing up and like talking to high school kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of like those small jobs, you can just get like extra money just because they need somebody who speaks English.
Yeah.
And it's also really fun because a lot of your friends also happen
Join.
to go, and you just have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Got any tips for academics, like studying in Japan?
Well, for me, since I had to take my classes in Japanese, if you ever have to take other subjects in Japanese, I guess some of my classes were like biochemistry, and I had the Japanese version of the book and the English version of the book. So before the class, I tried to read the English version of the book, and then during the class, I'm just trying to follow like what is he saying, and then I just take note of like the words in English and in Japanese. So once you come up with your own list of like what is the Japanese and English version, it's kind of easier to follow the lectures even if it's in Japanese. If you can talk to your professor and tell them, hey, I can only speak English, can I just do the test in English even if it's a Japanese test? Usually some professors are nice enough to be like, okay, I see you're ganbateru, I see you're trying hard. So they're really nice about like, okay, I can do this for you. Yeah. And I feel like just talking to the professors and making sure that they know that you're trying really hard, it opens something up in their heart, and they're like, let me help you a little bit. So yeah, other than the actual studying part, if the professor likes you, your life is gonna be so much easier.
True though. I do agree with that. Yeah. I think like having good relations with your professors is like not to suck up to them, but just being cordial with them. Yeah, building that, establishing that, relationship is kind of important. Yeah.
Show that you try, I guess, like for example, if she needs help, for example, or like if she needs some material for the class, you can offer to kind of prepare for her or for him, and that can also be like a connection, building connection to the professor as well. And I remember someone said this to me, and I find it really helpful. If you want to get higher grade, you can choose classes that offer projects or not test based, because sometimes doing tests is just really mendokusai. You have to study for it, and then sometimes like 100% of your course grade. So one of my friends usually would choose like classes that are maybe 10% attendance, 20% group project, and then like 50% of the rest of the percent is for presentation. So he doesn't have to study for tests for once, and it's easier to scatter those grades into different assignments.
I feel that with Japanese universities, at least Nagoya University, you have to take quite a lot of classes. Like the class workload compared to my friends in Singapore University, they have lesser class, but each class is worth more. Like credit units, right? But for us, everything's like a standard, like 2 credit units.
Yeah.
And so in total, I think we have about almost like 140 like we have to take, right? So then you have to like stagger it out. So if that's the case for you as well in university, like my advice would be to really look at the classes that you think are the most essential, like see those are the core ones, and then every semester, right, you have a certain of those core classes, and then the rest is like you try to be a bit more strategic with your choices. Choose classes that you've heard like from your seniors, or like you've heard from other people that have like lesser workload, so that you can at least focus your attention. Because as much as we would like to spend all our attention on all the classes, I'm sure we're all good students, realistically you can only like really focus on like a few classes. So and if you want to do other things, right?
Exactly.
So be a bit like strategic about how you choose
Classes.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the episode so far, please remember to subscribe to our channel Passion Project Japan.
We release our episodes once every 2 weeks, so you don't want to miss that out.
All these gold nuggets of wisdom straight to your YouTube feed every 2 weeks, so remember to subscribe.
I think along that point, my best tip for international students is talk to your senpais, because they know everything. So for example, if your senpai is in the same program as you, they would know who are the better teachers, which classes are the ones that you should be taking. And for me, the reason why I graduated is because of that senpai who took the same classes as me. She still had the exams from the year before. I asked for them. same thing. So basically, I just passed all of my classes because of that senpai and her old test papers, which is the same thing that all Japanese people do. They just get stuff from their senpais. That's how they are able to do everything now. So your senpais are the key to your success. You can graduate. Yeah. Thank you, Raina. I graduated because of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out Raina.
She was also the person that told me, talk to the professors. They can give you the exam in English. And I wouldn't have thought about that myself. I'm not that clever.
So after, when you were in your senior year, how do you decide whether you want to stay here for a career, for a job, or you want to, like do something else?
That's a good question. From second year, I think, because in the Philippines, it's really usual for people to look for internships. Is it the same in your countries? Yeah. And Japan, I don't think it's like the norm.
They do intern, but it's like setsumi kai, right?
Yeah.
Like a 2 weeks.
Yeah. But since I was used to like people looking for long-term internships early on from second year, I tried to look for an internship. And then I heard about JPort, like my company, that they were doing like a seminar how to do job hunting. And I was like, oh, I'm second year, but okay, whatever. And then I found out that they do everything from third year, like the whole job hunting process. So from there, I was like, wait, do I want to stay in Japan? Because at that point, like in second year, I was like, I hate this place. Like, nobody can speak to me in English. I feel like I'm not connecting to anybody. I feel like life is so hard because once you get over like the hump of the first year hype, it's like, wow, this is the reality of life here.
Fair. So like the honeymoon phase is the first year.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase is like over and you're like, wow, people actually don't understand me. Until you learn Japanese afterwards. But I feel like I think after that I joined the internship because I found like an actual internship opportunity. And then I think since it was a small international team, I felt like, oh, okay, I did not know that this was a possibility in Japan because I heard like really a lot of bad things about working in Japan and like the, killing yourself because of, overworking and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I saw like the actual working environment and I was able to work with people, and then since for my internship I had to talk to like former senpais who are also international people and hear how they're working in like a market, like a Zanihon, like Nikkei Japanese company, and how they are being utilized so well as like overseas sales or like some other people who are in more international companies, and like what kind of life they have now. I feel like after seeing how everybody's lives were so much better and different from how it could have been in their own home country, I was like, oh, I can stay here. Maybe I should stay here too. And then I got the offer from my company. I also tried to look for other companies just so I knew what the job hunting process was like. But I felt like I fit really well in a startup and not like a big company, so I joined.
So at the time, it was just Hiromi-san?
Yeah, Hiromi-san, we had an engineer before.
Oh, okay.
But he has since left. But mainly Hiromi-san and like a big intern team.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then so you did intern in your second year? And then they offered you when you were second year?
It was like late second year, so I was already third year. And then after like 2 months of doing the internship, I got a job and I was like, oh, okay, they want me. Maybe I should just stay. But Hiromi-san was like, since our company is like helping international students do job hunting, you should try it so you know how to help them. And I'm like, oh, you're right. Shukatsu is hard. Job hunting is so hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so many things normal for Japanese people that we didn't know. For example, they usually apply to like 50 companies or maybe like 30 to 50 companies, but it's really normal to get rejected. But to us, that's like, they don't want me. Stuff like that.
Oh, speaking of that, are you generally, not in like a Japanese environment, but are you the type who spread a lot of CVs, or are you the type who apply for the companies that you like and tailor each CVs for that company?
Well, I think in Japan, because their job hunting process is so like giving it to everybody all at the same time. For the companies I wasn't so interested in, I was just like, let me just send my CV. But for maybe like 2 to 5 companies that I was like, maybe I felt like it would be a better impression to tailor. And I feel like that is really the case.
Right.
Did you have to do that?
Well, I'm more of a tailor kind of person rather than blast my CV out.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me. Because I feel it takes so much time
Mm.
to tailor just one CV for one company that I like. So I was so shocked to see like a lot of people who like do like 50, 100, even 200
Yeah.
CVs to all the companies, and I was like, do they tailor these
No.
CVs to those companies?
Mm.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I feel like the Japanese like entry sheet or like the thing that you submit to apply, it's kind of like tailored. Two parts of it are tailored to yourself and like sharing more of your story. But then one part is like, why do you want to work in this company? But not all of them ask for your motivation to apply so soon. So I feel like for a lot of people, since it's the standard, you just give them the same thing, unless you get further into the application.
I see.
Yeah. So in a sense, you kind of started early then.
Yeah, but I didn't even know I was starting. I was just doing my best. I was just being an intern, and I was like, let me show all of you that I am great.
Well, that's not a bad thing. I
Yeah,
think
that's
we
not
all
bad,
kind of started
yeah.
a little bit early because I also started my
Yeah.
internship with my current company when I was year 2.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
started really early as well.
Yeah, year 2. But that was also the same thing as you, right? Because
You weren't thinking of the job.
yeah, in university in Singapore, like students, they apply for long-term internships, like summer internships and whatnot. So it's really, I know in Japan they don't really have this system. So how can I bring this like for myself at least into this? So I think it was the same thing. And then from there we went on.
Yeah, I feel like for international students, if you had the time, the sooner that you are able to kind of like open up opportunities yourself, the easier it is gonna get down the line. So like for us, we went to the internships during second year and tried to look for opportunities, and down the line, our lives were so much easier.
A little bit, yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, other than being able to have work experience in Japan, you kind of have an idea of like realistically what is it like working, instead of just hearing it from other people like, oh, this sucks, like there's so many bad things, I heard this and that. But like, after working with your company, like, oh, this is the kind of work environment that is available. Maybe you don't have to work for that company specifically, but at least you have a better idea.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the way to get to the job, to get a job in Japan, especially if you're applying for like small and medium sized companies. I was actually got rejected in the first place, but then I asked them again, like, hey, can you please give me a chance? I will show you like what I can do. So I gave them like a pitch deck, and they called me again for an internship.
You gave them a pitch deck of what?
Like what I can do, and like this, you have this business, and I tell them how they can improve. So yeah, they saw that, and they give me a chance, and after the internship they offered me the job. So I feel like in that sense, like being a little bit proactive and also try to find like small and medium sized company, which are usually a little bit more flexible, would be quite like easing.
Yeah.
When it comes to shukatsu in Japan.
I feel like, I mean, just as international people, I feel like if I was in the Philippines, I would have done the same thing. But I only know like the big B2C companies, so I was just like, I know Johnson & Johnson, and I know P&G because like all of the products are McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
But people really tend to look at just like the big companies, but that's really not like, it's so competitive, and you're also competing with Japanese people. It's competitive even for the Japanese people. So being able to open your eyes to like smaller and like maybe B2C companies that aren't as famous, I feel like has so much opportunity. Like I feel like, I think it was like 99% of the companies in Japan are SMEs, and it's only the top 1%. But people only look at the 1% because that's the only thing that they know. But if they're able to kind of like expose themselves, maybe like career forums or like job hunting websites, or just look around, like what are the smaller companies that may be able to utilize you more, it would be so much better. Because I feel like you are doing like overseas related things at a Japanese company, right?
Yeah, I was doing overseas, and then now they changed me to another like department, but in a sense, I mean, I still use my advantage to their business, right? So
just now you mentioned like your tips for like students would be to talk to their senpais about studies and academics and stuff. But I think for job hunting and career stuff, you can also like talk to senpais who have done the thing or who have applied to companies that you are looking to apply to, right? And I know JPort has like something like that, like you offer that connection, right?
Yeah, we do. I guess the first step to job hunting would be like learning a bit more about it and kind of figuring out what you want to do. So on JPortjournal.com, we have like video courses on like how to get started and give you like an idea of what is the Japanese job hunting landscape like. And then once you have a better idea, and then you start talking to people. So at JPort, we have like a JPort Senpai community, which is like a group of ex-international students that are working at Japanese companies or like working in Japan. And then usually we have like networking events, or we invite them to do talks online. And then if you could reach out to those kinds of people, especially the people who you feel like have a similar background and interest as you, I feel like getting that first-hand knowledge and having somebody to look up to is going to make your life so much easier rather than just like going and applying for everything without much direction. And then also at JPort, we have like a job portal. So we have contracts with companies who are looking specifically for international students. So like if they want to go overseas and they want somebody from that country, or if they need bilingual talent, or if they just want more engineers, we have JPort Match, which is the place where students can find jobs, internships, and full-time positions.
Oh, so not just full-time position, internships as well?
Yeah, internships as well.
Do international students need to pay to
No, everything is completely free. We will not charge students. We know you're poor. No. We know that you don't have the budget, so we don't charge students anything.
Wow, okay, so like, how do you, so you just go to like JPort and you sign up on the website?
Yes, JPort Journal.
And then you get access to the course, plus this job portal with all the internships.
Exactly.
That's a pretty good deal. You know what I'm
pretty
saying?
good deal. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast
Thank
today,
you for
Nicole.
having me.
Sharing your experiences.
Yeah.
If people want to, talk to you, reach out, or find out more, how can they contact you?
Oh, you can reach me on LinkedIn. Nicole Visconde is my name. Maybe it's somewhere here, but
It'll be in the bio.
somewhere here. But yeah, my name is Nicole. I'm from the Philippines. If you just search Nicole in Japan on LinkedIn, you will probably find me somewhere there.
Nice, yeah. And if they want to find out more about JPort?
If they want to find out more about JPort, you can go to jportjournal.com, or you can check us out on Instagram at JPortJapan.
Nice,
Cool.
yeah. And if you want to follow us,
Passion Project Japan on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
or you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok at Passion Project JP. Thank you so much once again, Nicole.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Woo! Ryugakse Rise.
Ryugakse Rise.
That should be the motto for JPort.
I know, Ryugakse Rise.
Okay, thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.